So I'm off to J&S in Uckfield today to return, well hopefully return under warranty, my RST Paragon 6s, as I've only had them since August and they are nowhere near as warm as the predecessors, the Thermatex. So I think there's an issue, and there's also a heat spot on the left index finger, so I've got a feeling something isn't right. And on top of that, I was riding in the rain and I could swear my fingers got wet. So yeah, build quality definitely doesn't seem as good as the previous generation of these gloves. And I'm a little bit out of breath because I just spent 15 minutes chiseling the ice off the driveway, which was about a centimetre thick or more in places, and doing that in bike gear, winter bike gear, is a sure way to build up a sweat. So I've actually been driving the car in to work the last few days, which everyone has found quite hysterical, seeing as I'm a huge advocate for motorcycling. But there's two types of weather I find aren't great for riding, and those are high winds and ice, obviously. And the only part of the journey that is sketchy is my driveway. It's literally an ice rink. I tend to only really use them on the highest heat setting because, especially when you get into December and it's -2, you kind of need all the warmth you can get. The thin chiller lining nice and thick and close to the skin. Obviously you use the gloves for a couple of months and the lining compresses. Yeah, I don't think they feel as warm as the Thermatex did back in the day when I first got them on the highest heat setting. And I've also got my SW Motec handguards, which I believe need a bit of adjustment, because in combination with these RSTs, my hands haven't been especially warm, but it has been an incredibly cold week we've just had. I think it was about -2, -3, and then you stick wind chill on top of that. Christ knows what that would make it. So my hands weren't warm. My fingertips were uncomfortable, so that makes me think I need to adjust my hand guards down a tad. And I've seen plenty of reviews saying that these gloves are nice and toasty, so either mine are faulty or something weird's going on. I'm a little bit sketched out by these wet roads, so I'm taking it fairly easy. Don't often poodle on the way up to Uckfield, so it's quite a nice day. Apparently it's going to be raining in the next few days, so I figured I might as well take a ride to Uckfield, try and sort the gloves out, maybe make a quick video about it, and yeah, gives me something to do. I've had Gerbing heated inner gloves before, and they were nice and toasty, obviously because they're hooked up to the battery, which means they warm up a lot quicker, they get hotter, but they were a pain as well because fitting them under gloves can be quite uncomfortable. You need to get a size or two up on your gloves, so I'm thinking about either trying out some Gerbing heated gloves or Kais maybe. Yeah, for the last few years I've relied purely on battery heated gloves, and they've been alright. As I said in my first impressions of the handguards, the wind chill kind of cancels out any heating effect you get from the gloves, so that's why I fitted handguards. So I was hoping in combination, the two combined would mean my hands would be a lot warmer. So I definitely think the answer is to get something that is connected to the bike battery for proper warmth. I think the Gerbing gloves start around 150 and go just over 200 quid. Oncoming cars down a farm track, fun times, eh? Wow, and oh, yeah, I don't want to go on that ice. An Audi driver letting people pass. What? Is that possible? Has the world gone topsy-turvy? I was discussing with a work colleague that he was saying, why aren't Audis called Audis? You don't say audio. And we kind of came to the understanding that I'm sure Audi people would hate it if you called their car an Audi. So let's all start calling Audis Audis. Look at that. It's a beautiful winter's day. So what was I complaining about? So I mean, I'm finding that I freshly charge a battery, stick it in the glove, put it on the warmest setting, it doesn't really get that warm. And especially with handguards, that surprises me. But I think the only real answer is to try and get them sent off and see if they come back and say that I'm a lunatic and there's nothing wrong with them, or they actually are faulty. The fact that I get that hot spot on the index finger though makes me wonder about the filaments. Oh, something else to mention is the friggin' toggles on the little drawstrings just came flying off within a day of each other without really pulling on them, which is a bit crap. But these gloves do have a new label on them that looks vaguely Chinesey and naff, which makes me wonder where. I mean, clearly they're made in China, which is fine. You can get a lot of good stuff made in China. GoPro's made in China, Apple's made in China. It's all about quality control, and I'm not sold on the quality of these guys. Well, I just spoke to a very helpful guy at JNS. Gonna get a warranty sorted on those gloves with any luck. And gloves, I've got my old Thermatex on, which literally will not heat up at all anymore, but probably the warmest alternative of the gloves that I currently have. And my hands aren't actually too bad with these nitrile gloves on underneath. Only lunatics ride their bikes all year round. Maybe that's the answer. Don't get heated gloves, just don't ride a motorcycle from September to March. Just get a friggin' BMW SUV like everyone else and don't give anyone a lift, just drive around in this massive car clogging up the roads. A lovely day for a ride. My hands aren't freezing, but they're cold. These poor old Thermatex did quite well, but even then they only lasted 2 years. Even that. Well, they gave up the ghost. Good thing with Gerbing is they have a lifetime warranty on their heating elements, so I have a bit more faith in that actually working. It's only what, 3 more months? 4 more months? 8 more months of freezing cold. Maybe I am unhinged. Bikers do tend to be vaguely weird. Yeah, I was very impressed by the staff at JNS. They were very quick to help and get things sorted out, which you don't often see these days. I feel like customer service has disappeared, quality of products has disappeared. Everyone knows you buy something, it breaks, you just buy some other pile of crap. I like to try and make things last. I'd rather pay a bit more money and get something that I can use for a while rather than replacing it every 4 minutes. Trouble is, everyone knows you can get stuff made in China for 50p now, and people will just buy a new one when it breaks. I mean, if anyone watches these rambles that I do, like, it's probably quite painful for you, but also remember, I'm waffling for hours on end and then sitting and editing all this, so there's probably utter trash that you don't even hear. Church Road, what's the state of this? Is this a mess? I don't know if I like the look of this. Oh, yeah, am I going to be able to get... no, that. Church Road. Yeah, this is better. High Street, yeah. High Street's not going to be icy, is it? So is there any kind of summary to be had out of this? I purely wanted to chat about how disappointing those RSTs have been. Like, it's kind of disappointing that the ones before them only survived about 1.5 or 2 years. I mean, I should have learnt my lesson really and just got some gerbings after that, but I suppose I'll see what they come back with. It's just nice nice to have something battery powered where you don't have to be stuck to the bike, but the gerbing system definitely is warmer. So yeah, I'm not having much luck with bike gear recently. Nothing seems to be waterproof, everything breaks. There must be gear out there that is not garbage. If anyone has any suggestions, I'd be very grateful to hear them. Or do you just put a bin bag over your head when the weather's crap? Or don't ride a motorbike. Yes, to summarise, the jury's out. JNS have the gloves. I'll have to see what they come back with next week. If you have any questions, as always, stick them in the comments. I'm quite happy to talk to people about bikes all day long, and I'll catch you in another video, hopefully. Fare thee well.